So I am here with Beth Eddy, teacher extraordinaire at Westerville South, and she's going to talk about how she kind of came into building a customized classroom for her chemistry class. So Beth, how did you begin this journey?
I guess I'd have to go back to the 1980s when I did my master's thesis. And my master's thesis was an individualized instructional unit in chemistry. And it wasn't, it was pretty idealized because we really didn't have the technology to do that back then. It was a lot of work to be able to try to make it customized for students. But about 5 years ago, the district had a book study called Inevitable. And I read the book and I said, wow, look at this. They're saying that we have the technology now to customize education. Why can't we do this? We customize cars, we customize coffee, but we don't customize education. How important is that? And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to change the way I've taught for the last 34 years. I'm going to try this.
Just a small shift.
Yes, just a small shift.
All right. So how did you start making that shift?
Okay, so I thought, oh, I'm going to try the flipped classroom. That's what I did my very first year. It wasn't really successful. I don't know. I'm just not that good at flipping. And then I was really happy about having Schoology as a platform because it was there in place and I could put all kinds of resources online and make it something that they could access. They're absent. You can access it when you're in Schoology. I'm sick. I can access Schoology. I'm on a trip, but I have internet. I can access Schoology. And so my students could do things. They could keep up and it was is a customizable way of doing things in Schoology platform.
So when you customize it, are kids at different parts of the unit on different days? Like, do you have one student over at this part of the unit, one student over at this part of the unit?
When I first started doing it, I did that. I let them go at their own pace, and they were like 4 units apart. And that was a kind of hard thing to do. I said, "Oh, okay, maybe I won't try that. That's a little too hard." So now, mostly they're all in the same unit, but I use a contract system. So the students who go more slowly, okay, they can go for a C. The students that go faster, they can go for a B or an A. And so that's where it's like a race, and they spread out over the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks that the unit might take. And then we see what that happens in the end. Everybody has to earn a C. So they at least get a C. And I'm holding their feet to the fire to make sure they get all those assignments done to get at least a C. So I've got very few students who are failing or getting D's in my class.
That's pretty impressive. So when you have been making these shifts and making these changes and adjustments, do you use any student feedback to kind of guide those next steps? Do you ever survey them?
I do. I do surveys to ask them, what's working and what's not. And believe me, the stuff that's not working, they really tell me, that does not work. That is really awful. But I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised when I surveyed them last year. I asked the students, um, do you feel like you're becoming a more independent learner through this system? And I did this because I was hearing feedback from teachers, from students going, this is a horrible way to learn. This is awful. And you know what? You ready for this? I had 80% of the students say, I became a more independent learner and I'm proud of myself for what I did. I had 5% of the students say, I don't know. And I had 15% of the students say, no, and I hated your class. And those were the people who were the loudest. And they were the ones that the other teachers were hearing telling me, oh, the students hate your class. No, it wasn't that many.
It was 80% of the students who,
80% of the students
yeah,
said, I am a better learner because of doing this.
that's
And I
wonderful.
like being in charge of my education.
That's key.
I like having choice.
Very nice. Well, thank you. And now we're going to show a little video about how Beth actually goes through and designs a Schoology course. So you're going to be able to take a look at her Schoology course and some of the different tools she uses in it.